Good morning, students. The topic of the day is degrees of comparison. Now, children, this topic is again related to your previous topic, that is adjectives. And adjectives, I told you, won't be clear until unless you are clear with the topic nouns. So, all the topics of your grammar are related to each other. In order to move on with the next topic, the previous one must be complete, and that is the way the syllabus is also set for any subject or especially grammar. If we don't take up literature that way, but for grammar the topics and the syllabus is set like that, because one topic is related to the other. So understanding of the basic topics is important. Now, in order to understand this topic, you need to understand or have a thorough knowledge of what are adjectives, because all that we have to do here is the way or the words, or you can say the way we use the words to describe people, keeping in mind that we are comparing them. It is not as simple as describing the noun, but with that we also compare one noun with the other, or one noun with many other nouns, but they are of similar types. Suppose I may compare two boys. I may compare boy A with boy B, or I may compare boy A with the rest of the class boys. I may compare, suppose there is house A and house B. I may make a comparison between the two, and I may compare the same house A with the houses in that locality. So we will come back to the topic. Don't open your books as I guide you every time. Just listen and watch the video carefully. In case you are stuck up somewhere, pause it, watch it again, and then resume. So, degrees of comparison. We use adjectives not only to describe people or things, but also to compare them. As you may see in these three pictures, this is one person, here there are two, and here there are three. And we are comparing Lakshman, Aslam, Balram, as may be in the pictures. Any one of these may be Lakshman or Aslam or Balram. We are comparing their strength. And talking about their strength, the first sentence says Lakshman is a strong man. So Lakshman is a man, and the describing word used for him is strong. But when I compare Aslam with Lakshman, as far as the strength is concerned, I change this word strong, and the sentence goes, Aslam is stronger than Lakshman. Here the comparison is between Aslam and Lakshman, and my main adjective has been changed into stronger. Stronger is again an adjective, but its degree has changed. Again, I compare Balram's strength with the other three people. So Balram is among these, Balram is the strongest of the three. Looking at the picture, this may be Balram because he looks like a robust person, tall, healthy, not healthy, hefty you can say, and strong also in looks. So Balram is the strongest of the three. So the gist is that we use adjectives for comparison as well, and this comparison may be between two or maybe between more than two, and these nouns could be for people and for things. So this is what is degrees of comparison. As you may notice here, the first root word was simple, strong. Then an ER was added to it and it became stronger. And finally in the third group, EST was added and the word became strongest. So the word strong, stronger, strongest, these are called degrees of comparison or the comparison words. There are basically 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives, and they are termed as or named as positive, comparative, superlative. Now positive, as the word may mean here, is the simple adjective which you use to describe any person or a thing. So you can write here simple describing word. Write it later on, not now. It is a plain describing word, maybe ending in er or est, but that is usually not the case. This is basically mainly and most of the time it is a simple word in its root form, we say. Comparative degree is usually the one which ends in er. A very easy identification of comparative degree is that the word ends in er. I said mark it usually, not always. Then comes the superlative degree. Super, as you know, is super. Super means the best. When I say super, what kind of fun you had, you say super. What kind of experience it was, you say superb. So super is the best. So superlative degree usually takes an est in the end, at the end. That is how you can see er was a comparative degree. est that made it strongest was a superlative degree in the above examples. So what you need to know is that there are 3 degrees of any adjective. Positive is the simple adjective or the simple describing word. Comparative is the second degree that usually ends in er, and last one is the superlative degree that usually ends in est. St is always there and for most of the adjectives, and er is also there for a comparative degree. So how will you make out that whether you have to use a comparative degree or a simple positive degree or a superlative degree in a sentence? For that, children, you need to read the sentence carefully. If you feel that comparison is between 2 people, you will use comparative degree. If you feel that one person or thing is being compared to many people, more than 2, it should be more than 2. That could be 3 or numerous or many. So that case you will use superlative, because that one person or thing is the best out of all present there or all you are talking about. Let's move on. The topic will be clearer as we read on further. So let's summarize what I have taught till now for this topic. When we want to describe a person or thing, but there is no comparison, that is, we are simply using a describing word to describe that person or thing. It's a simple describing word. That time the degree which we have to use is positive degree. Next, when we want to compare 2 persons or things, that is, the comparison is 1:1. 1:1 means one person is being compared with another person or thing. Then we use a comparative degree. Comparative degree, usually the words end in er, though there are slight spelling changes in for a few words when we change them to comparative or superlative degree. And the third one is when we want to compare more than 2 persons or things, that is, when one thing or a person is being compared with many things or persons of the same kind, then we use the superlative degree. And mind it, as I told, super means the best. So here in red, it's mentioned here what we have learned from the beginning of the page till here. You may read it and go through it. It's similar to what has been written and spoken here. Let's turn to the next page. Now children, this page, that is 39 page number, teaches you the formation of degrees of adjective. A general rule is that in order to make a positive degree into a comparative or superlative degree, you have to add an ER or an EST to the word. For comparative, it is ER, and for superlative, it is EST. But as I just spoke a minute before, that you have to make certain changes in the spelling depending upon how the word is ending. So here are numbered 1 2 3 4 5 6 some rules given there, though there are many more, because as many words are there, that many you can say they have various forms of further as well, and depending upon the case the spellings also change. If you remember your singular plural, while changing the words ending in fe, y with a vowel there was certain change in the spellings. So same is the case here also. But the basic rule is that for a comparative you need to add an ER, for a superlative you need to add an EST at the end of the word. So let's take up the rules one by one. Most of the adjectives as it is written here frame their comparative by adding ER and superlative by taking an EST at the end. Sometimes the adjective may end in E, such as pure, large, and there may be many other words like these. So in this case, you have to simply, already an E is there, so you will add only a R to it, and for a superlative only the ST, because E is already there. Next, in some cases adjectives end in a consonant with a Y at the end. See here, these are ending in Y and there's a consonant. All the letters except A, E, I, O, U are the consonants. So in this case you will drop the Y that is at the end of the word and turn it into IER and IEST. These are simple rules. You may be well aware of this while writing the spellings for dictation. So it's just a sort of revision for those who already are familiar with these rules. For those who are not clear with it, so these can also be taken as spelling rules. And here as such they have been mentioned under the topic formation of degrees of comparison. Next, there may be certain small words which are used as adjectives but with a single consonant at the end. Single consonant as G and N here. Though here also it is ending with a consonant, Y is a consonant, but then there is another rule added to it, that ending taking a consonant before Y. So either you must be clear with these rules, read it twice, thrice, 4 times, as many times you feel that they are fit in your memory box. So there are certain words which end in a single consonant, that is G, there's no Y with that. N, there's no Y with that. Earlier it was 2 consonants you can say, but one was a compulsion that it should be Y at the end. So in this case, how do we frame a comparative and a superlative? That is by double the consonant, the last consonant which is there in the word. For big it is G, I will double it, I will make double G and then add an ER or an EST. Next comes certain big words are there. Big words like important, beautiful, intelligent, cheerful, beautiful. So such words do not take an ER or EST for the comparative and superlative degree. The way they are changed is that we add word more for the comparative degree and most for the superlative degree before the main word. For example, so certain big words like important, intelligent, difficult, beautiful, harmful, comfortable, and there are many more such words which are big. Don't imagine the big size of the words. As for your level of understanding, I may say you may go for the length of the word, but actually it is that when we can break the word into 2-3 parts. For example, important can be broken as im important. Intelligent can be broken as intelligent. Difficult, difficult. Beautiful, beautiful. So when you can break the words into too many, we call it in grammar syllables, not parts but in syllables. So in that case, superlative and comparatives are formed. Comparative is formed by adding more to the word, and superlative is formed by adding most to the word, and that more and most is added in the beginning. Next comes certain different category of words. For these words, there is no rule of ER and EST. They take a totally different word as their comparative and superlative degrees. Such words are good. In your book it is mentioned only good and bad. I have added two more words here, much and many, and little also. Here good comparative is better, and superlative is best. For much and many, both these words, these are positive degrees, and the comparative for both these words is more, and the superlative is most. So once the session is over and you take up the session once again, you will write these words there. Now let's take up the exercise. Speak out the degrees of comparison of these words. Actually this part is given for oral practice, but we will be taking it up as a written part. And what and how you will do is like that. You will take a page, tear a page from your notebook, or if you have a loose sheet, and apply glue on one side, on the one edge, and stick it to your book like this. Mind it, the page should not come out of the book. So it's better, take a rough notebook, write the answers on that notebook page, then tear the page, apply glue only on one edge, the edge which you will be fixing to this part, and then paste that page here, and it should not come out of your book. So that is the way. And go with the writing, write there the words. Wide will be wider, widest. You will give the heading, make 3 headings on that page. I will mention here: positive, comparative. You may draw a line in between, or you may give a fold to the page like this. Just fold, and you will have a mark here for the line. Another one can be like this, and you will write here. Fine. So positive, comparative, and superlative. So this way you will write there, and leaving one line or without leaving one line, as you wish. You will write down the words here. First degree is already given. All the words given here are positive degrees, and then you will write their comparative and superlative degree. It's better to leave a line in between, so that in case you have to add more and most, you have the space to adjust your word. Now turn the page. The D question reads: tick the correct adjectives to complete these sentences. Now here is the part, children. Actually you have to identify first if the comparison is being made between two things or people, or the one person or thing is being compared with more than two things or people. So your first focus should be if the comparison is 1:1 or 1:many. Another you can say hint, if you're not able to make out that whether the comparison is 1:1 or 1:many. Another hint is that for a this hint which I am giving applies only to class 4 level. As you go to higher classes, this rule doesn't work much. There you have to focus on the logic, 1:1 comparison or 1:many. So for your level of learning, you can easily identify the degree. If you see the word than, THAN, in the question, in the sentence, then it is comparative. And if you see the word the, THE, before a blank, then it is a superlative degree. I give this hint only to my class 4, but not to the classes which are higher than you, 6th and 7th or 5th. I don't give this hint. This is only for basic level of learning, that if you find and come across the word THAN after the blank in the for your sentence, then it is comparative. And if you come across with the word the before the blank or before the adjective to be used, then it is superlative degree. But I'll go with the rules and the logic, that is comparison is between 1:1 or 1:many. January is the dash month of the year. Now I am comparing the month January with all the months of the year. Now if I see it logically, comparison is between 1:many. You will write it because I want you to understand the things with logic and rules, not to go by the hint. That hint was for the children or for the times when you are not able to make out the sense whether the comparison is between two or many people. So the answer when 1:many, I told you it is superlative degree. So my answer will be coldest. And you see, if you see the other way, I told you if before the adjective you have the, then it is always a superlative degree, and my superlative degree has est or most with it. Next, Mumbai is dash then Delhi. Now see, I'll go both ways. I'm comparing two cities, Mumbai and Delhi. My comparison is 1:1. And if I see the other way, I have this word THAN in the sentence. And if you come across this word, then the degree is comparative degree. So my answer will be bigger. Sorry, the question was tick, so you have to tick, don't underline, put a tick mark. Rest you will try on your own using this logic, 1:1, 1:many. In case you are stuck up with this thing, then you go with the words than and the. The next question is similar to this, but it is in the form of blanks. Let's take up one or two from there also, and the rest will be your homework. Fill in the blanks with the correct degree of the adjectives given in the brackets. Now there is no choice, you have to make your own attempt to frame a comparative or a superlative of the given word, but the main rule and the, or you can say the way is same, to see whether the comparison is between two people or 1:many. Now Mona is the dash girl in the class. I am comparing Mona with the whole class, so my comparison is 1:many. So according to this, it should be a superlative degree. So I'll write here sharpest. No other girl in the class is as dash as Mona. No other girl. I am comparing Mona with every girl in the class, not together, though together, but we are comparing Mona by no other girl. It is singular here, so no other girl in the class is as sharp as Mona. Moreover, you make it a point, if you come across these words as, fine, then you will use only positive degree. Okay. However, the sentence is a little bit tricky for your level of understanding. You may wonder, no other girl means all the girls in the class. Yes, it means, but here I am comparing Mona by individual, all the girls, but individually, at one time with one girl, then with other, then with other. So comparison is between 1:1. Next, lotus is a dash flower. It's a simple adjective to be provided for the noun flower. And which flower I am talking about? Lotus. So it is beautiful. Now children, do rest of the work. Try your hand on these questions and go with the logic. As I said, first listen to the video, then go through the content part of your book, and then finally with the exercise. Thank you. Have a nice day.